In the 3rd year of our marriage, paparazzi catch James cheating. The other woman was young and pretty. She used to be an obsessive fan who frightened him to the point of a nervous breakdown. James laughs and says, "Isn't it exciting? I need such a crazy and bold muse. Stimulates my creativity. I never ask you to be loyal. If you need to, I can introduce you to some quality resources in the industry." Since that was the case, I filed for divorce. I wish him all the best, but after the divorce, he wrote touching posts on every social media platform, begged me to come back. When he released a new album, he shouted to me, "Gladys, if you don't want me, I'll die. My new husband can't take it anymore." And replied on Weibo, "If you want to die, do it, but stop bothering my wife." During postpartum recovery, when I received evidence of Mason's cheating, I suddenly felt a sense of relief. Paparazzi urging me to transfer money to buy out the news. I lost. Then I messaged Mason to get him home. He ignored me. On the way to his studio, I received a call from his Miss Sue. "Can you stop pestering Ray? You've been making excuses to bother him again and again." Seriously affected the progress of his new album. The woman's cold voice couldn't hide her disdain. "It's as if she's talking. If you have nothing else to do but hold on to him, just get a job." After complaining, she hung up, thinking I would be ashamed and be quiet for a few days. After all, I used to be susceptible to their tactics. When I suddenly appeared in the studio, James frolicking in the tub, and another woman, I supervised the renovation of the studio. Know every detail, from the placement of furniture, go to room layout. Due to the requirements of his job, the whole studio used top-quality soundproofing materials. As soon as I walked in, the intimate voice of the two of them violated my ears like a curse. It's clear how much effort they put into it. When I open the bathroom door, they are barely covered. Rely on bubbles to hide yourself. The woman screamed and hid in Raymond's arms. In her excitement, the bubbles slipped away, revealing the mark of his love on her back. "Get out." James is much calmer than she is. Affectionate peach blossom eyes blinked. The moment they met me, violence turned into chaos. "What are you doing here?" I clung to the door frame. "I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll wait on the couch outside." James packed up his things and sat across from me, wrapped in a towel. He preemptively said, "Baby, you've really let me down here. Go home immediately. I can pretend none of this happened." His aggrieved and complaining tone makes me a little dizzy. I even doubted myself for a second. Maybe the one who was caught red-handed. It's actually me cheating outside. When I came to my senses, I gritted my teeth. It is the material of the bulletproof vest. Taken from facial thickness, sis. If you want to beat and scold, come to me. It's all my fault. In order to take advantage of the situation and the seductive brother Fu, Cecilia Wan ran over and stood in front of Raymond. She wore a silk shirt that barely covered her thighs. She was not left behind, or hides traces of her struggle with desire. "After you hit me and scolded me, you can't bully brother Fu anymore, okay? He has been working around the clock for his new album, and exhausted. I just wanted to help him relax. Looks like I couldn't have come at the right time. Interrupt your relaxation methods and plumbing cleanup." After laughing at them, I want to get out the divorce papers. But then I heard James' nonchalant voice. "I need her for my new album. I never asked you to be chaste for me. If you feel the need, I can introduce you to some of the top resources. In circles. Let's compromise. Don't make a fuss. I'll go home with you tonight, okay?" His well-trained tone is like that of an experienced gigolo. Triggered my blood pressure again. I suppressed my anger and growled, "You must be crazy. You forgot how she kept you out of hiding, cowering like a lackey a few years ago." Cecilia's face turned pale in an instant. "That was when I was young and ignorant. I've changed, brother. Ray has forgiven me, so why can't you let it go?" After yelling at me, she quickly turned her head and looked at James' expression, nervously grasping his hand. The man put his big arms around her, pulled her into his arms. A deep smile appeared on his face. "This has driven countless people crazy. Isn't it exciting? She is now my muse. I can't live without her. I hid my interaction with her from you, because I know you can't stand it. But you failed me to be kind to James. Behind her, Cecilia also smiled smugly. She looked at me with a defiant and smug look. I smiled and stared at James' calm face. It would be a lie to say that I was not disappointed. He can forget. But I can't. 7 years ago, James enters the public eye with a simple singing video. He has a unique voice and outstanding appearance. It set him on a smooth path in the music industry. After becoming popular, he signed contracts with major companies, album release and solo concerts. At the same time, it has gained countless loyal fans. A set of extremes. Avid followers also appeared. Cecilia is the best of them. She struggled to find out Mason's private schedule, track his car, intercept his mail and deliveries. She even climbed several floors, sneak into his hotel room, and install a camera. She hid under his bed and waited to hug him when he is asleep. She mixed her saliva and blood into his food and drink. After James' discovery, he didn't dare to sleep with his eyes closed. A month of Sundays. He was severely traumatized and was forced to stop all work. I accompanied him abroad for secret treatment. I paid liquidated damages and all living and medical expenses out of pocket. It took him half a year to get out of the abyss. Now he willingly jumped back. Seek so-called thrills. James, let's get a divorce. From now on, you don't have to live this humiliating life anymore. You're not calm right now. I don't take such angry words seriously. Go home and wait for me. Raymond scolded coldly. Hug Cecilia as she closes the door and leaves. I stared at the door for a long time. So long that my phone kept ringing. Before I bow my head, large tears fell on the back of my hand. Burn me. When I forcefully wiped them off my clothes, I stopped this self-destructive behavior. Only when I rubbed my skin stiffly. Mason and Cecilia were photographed by the paparazzi. As soon as they stepped out, the studio's mailbox, I managed. I ignored all of them. The paparazzi then sent the photos to James' rivals. There are a lot of people who don't like him. Humans and ghosts are the same. Wanted to shoot him. News of his cheating went straight to the top of the trend list. My inbox is crammed with private messages. Fans from Mason. In the midst of countless insults and curses, I've picked a few familiar loyal fans to reply. Fans, what the studio is doing. How can you not clarify? All this filth was thrown on my brother? Stupid. A bunch of useless garbage. Gosh, how can you clarify when it's true? Fans, everyone knows that my brother is a warrior of pure love. He wasn't even angry when Gladys forced him to get married. Now these accounts are spreading. Rumors about him toying. Where is your studio? Gosh, it's true. There is no need for rumors. Fan messages, a bunch of dirty. Your curse will bounce back on you. When Mason's career was just beginning, his fans have no such malice towards me. Until his birthday party, a fan asked when we were going to get married. He paused for a moment, then said with a wry smile, complex expressions and subtle answers. It leaves them with unlimited room for imagination. Many rumors surfaced. Say, I forced him to marry me out of gratitude. Prevent Mason from interacting with other women. Caused him to miss a lot of opportunities. Young fans. The ability to distinguish between right and wrong is limited. Believe these rumors. All the fans felt sorry for Raymond and are more willing to spend money. The money is on him. Vote for him and support him even stronger. Rumors swirled. It doesn't seem to matter whether it's true or not. James had considered clarifying, but his manager said, a little fan abuse can boost fan loyalty. Isn't Miss Sue deeply in love with you? It wouldn't hurt to endure some online curses. He hesitated, struggling. Finally, he shook his head at me with difficulty, acquiescing to the studio's deliberate marketing. In the end, he succeeded in deceiving himself. It is impossible to distinguish between reality and lies. I was heartbroken for a long time, but after his national tour, he proposed to me. A grand marriage proposal. A dazzling pigeon egg diamond ring. He's like a prince. Everything felt like a dream. I thought his efforts were out of love. Later, I realized that it was just to silence others. But at that time, I was so excited that I couldn't sleep. I bragged to the elders at home who are not supportive. Tell a skeptical friend that I found true love. But in the middle of the night, I heard him complaining in a voice message to someone. Do I dare to marry her? She is the little princess of a powerful family. In Beijing, her family would tear me apart. My image as a devoted husband will crumble. How many fans will I lose? At worst, we can each play our own games after marriage. Her parents did the same, didn't they? I'm sure she understands. His muffled voice was cold and mocking. He didn't even turn his back to me. Speak for me. His breath sprayed on my neck as he spoke. The whole bed was warm, but I was shivering from the cold. Baby, what's wrong? James hugged me nervously, soothed me with his charming voice. Before doing all of this, he didn't forget to turn off his phone screen. I had a high fever that lasted for several days. James canceled all his jobs to take care of me. He was so attentive that the paramedic teased me for finding a good partner. I looked at James, exhausted, light sleep next to a hospital bed. Didn't say anything. His sincerity is not fake. But sincerity changed in an instant. No matter how powerful Mason Studios' PR capabilities are, they can't afford it. Half of the entertainment industry jump into medieval waters. His manager first showed weakness. Please let me come forward and clarify. Say they're just friends. If I post a group photo, this matter will be resolved. Mason is a singer. He rarely participates in reality shows. His true nature is exposed. He doesn't act in drama either. The public is natural. There is one of them. Broad tolerance for well-packaged singers. I sneered. What kind of friend would wrap himself in a towel, wearing transparent shirts and hugging each other in the car? If not for the discovery of the paparazzi, will they put on a car sex show? But if you want me to clarify, there is a way. Inform Mason that we will be divorced. Go to the Civil Affairs Bureau at 9 o'clock to issue a certificate. 00 tomorrow morning. I don't know how she got that message across. The next day, I actually saw Mason at the entrance of the Civil Affairs Bureau. Someone I haven't seen in a long time. And the huge filming team behind him. James wears sunglasses, but they could not hide his emaciation. He said it in a very contemptuous tone. Are you sure you won't give in? This is the on-site divorce team arranged by Sister Lou. Once it starts, the whole internet will know that we've been divided. If you want to regret it, it's too late. Shooting team cooperatively aimed their camera at me, as if he could make me lose everything. Just one sentence. James Gladys, stop being pretentious. I'll give you one last chance. Apologize to me. I can make the people of the past be the people of the past. The cooling-off period for divorce is 1 month. James and I don't have children, so the division of property is easy. The problem is Mason's non-cooperation. Miss Sue, almost 11 years old. Maybe I should come back when Mr. Wu is free. Excuse me. I didn't arrange it correctly. I sent the lawyer away. When I got back to the house, a tall figure ran from behind, grabbed my wrist and pulled me back. A strong smell of alcohol hits the face. I reflexively slapped him. James' head was knocked to the side, and he stumbled. His eyes were red and horrible with tears. I only makes the same mistakes that everyone in the world makes. Why can't you let go? Cece is right. You're so stingy. Can't we not get divorced? Do you know how much damage this mess can do to my career? Gladys, give me another chance, I promise. He became more agitated as he spoke. Reach out and grab me. James, let go. We don't fit into each other. After 10 years together, you say we don't fit. James raised his voice. So who are you suitable for? I'm not going to interfere with you being together. I'll even help you hide it. Isn't that enough? He looked really desperate. Tears fell like broken pearls. He's handsome. The fragile appearance is highly deceptive. His charming voice was hoarse and inexplicably pitiful, as if afraid that no one would feel sorry for him. I want consistent loyalty. When you're looking for a temporary thrill, You didn't come to me out of regret or sadness. It's because you're worried about your career. What do you think of the song? Stemming from your marital infidelity. Worthy of the love of others. The man froze in place, his hands dangling in midair. His bloodshot eyes were filled with emotion. He was angry after years of sharing a bed. No matter how calm he pretended, I could see through him at a glance. Cooperate to complete the divorce. And I'm not going to interfere in your business. I don't know which sensitive nerve I touched. James suddenly shouted, "You've been waiting for this. Long time no see. You never wanted to be with me." Gladys, I wouldn't agree to a divorce. Don't think you can ruin me. Enjoy life alone. Bodyguards rushing over drove the crazy James away. I frowned and went back to the house. Dad was seen sitting on the couch in the living room. In his 50s, he is well maintained, streamlined and elegant. It makes people forget how decisive and ruthless he used to be. In the business world, if you need help, speak up. Don't get hurt by unnecessary people. He called all the bodyguards just now. I am silent. He sighed and turned to go upstairs. Thank you, Dad, I said with difficulty. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you at the time. Admit my defeat. It's a very humiliating thing for me. But James' actions forced me to expose my wounds and complain to others. When I was first publicly with Mason, my whole family was against it. At the time, he had just signed a contract with a company and immediately suffered a plagiarism scandal, caused an uproar, and owes huge damages for breach of contract. I used my family's connections to help him get justice, but it also brought him into my father's sights. My dad asked me to bring James. Eat together. The location is a star hotel. James' face didn't look good, even before entering the door. As soon as the door opens, my father looked at him for 2 seconds. There is no trace of gentlemanly demeanor. Then opened his cigarette case. James hurriedly stepped forward and lit the lamp for him. But my father avoided it. Father. I pulled James behind me and said protectively, "He's my man." My dad spat out smoke. It's okay to play around, but marriage is impossible. They say young people are impetuous. I just flipped the table up, grabbed James, and walked out. Leave bold words and no one can tear us apart. James shook my hand off halfway. Gladys, don't fall out with your family for me. It's not worth it. He hung his head. The bandaged hand rested on his stomach. Sounds as frustrated as a stray dog. I said, James, there is some confidence. You deserve all the good. I won't give up on you, no matter how difficult the road is. I'll stick with you, but only if it is. He has to be as determined as I am. As the heat continues to rise, Cecilia's information was dug up. She couldn't wait to make a high-profile move. That day, James and I went to the Civil Affairs Bureau. She retweeted luxury cars and house giveaways on Weibo. She is active under various marketing accounts, eager to let everyone know that she succeeded. As the other woman, a fan of James' innocence, both were silent, or rushed to her private message and insult her. Cecilia took the opportunity to send a legal notice to a few of Mason's longtime fans. She captured the unprecedented heat perfectly. She even took the time to post vacation photos on her social media with suggestive subtitles. Guide people to find Mason's trail there. Just take a look. I know the photos are from last year. Last year, Mason filmed a location music video abroad, and the background of the video call with me. Exactly like her photo. When he complained about how tired he was and said, "Luckily I didn't come to suffer." Did he just get off Cecilia's bed? It was a souvenir he brought back. Choose with Cecilia. When did they start hooking up? It was when he told me that he had hit a creative bottleneck. A retreat is required. Or when he says, we should take a break. When he travels the world. I don't dare to think about it. My stomach cramped and I was in agony on the toilet. Are you pregnant? My father stood at the door of the bathroom with a serious tone. No, just pure disgusting. He breathed a sigh of relief. Even if you are, that's okay. I can still afford to feed an extra bite. I burst into tears with laughter. I want to shake my head. But for no reason, he collapsed on the floor crying. James and I will never have children, he said. He wanted to be childless. Let no one interfere in our relationship. Double guarantee. He suggested that we both undergo surgery. As soon as he said that, he smiled and shook his head. This surgery is too harmful for women. I do it alone. But when I came out of the operating room, he didn't show up. When he saw the surgery form, a look of confusion and surprise flashed in his eyes. Maybe he didn't expect me to be so stubborn and serious people. Sorry, baby, I've been really busy lately. After this time, I'm definitely going to stick with it. You've worked hard. Withstand stress from a variety of sources. I finally managed to get a divorce certificate. A month later, James' eyes were red and he said stubbornly, Gladys, you'll regret it. You won't find another man willing to give your life for you. Just like me. I sneered. It's none of your business. After blocking all of Mason's contact details, he switched to a few different numbers to harass me. Eventually, things calmed down a lot. I heard that Cecilia was pregnant. He didn't care about the sheer pressure on the studio. He directly announced his relationship with Cecilia on his personal account, accompanied by a distinctly pronounced pregnancy test. The comments are full of countless people. Aggressive rhetoric. James seems to have lost it completely. Respond to fans and argue with fans in person. Someone who insulted Cecilia. He is blatantly partial. It completely ignited the anger of fans. They began to boycott him en masse. At the same time, I began to make my dream come true. I ignored it before. Traveling across the country with my camera. I take a lot of landscape and portrait photos. Even reopened an account. I haven't touched it in a long time. Share my photography. The account didn't have a lot of traffic initially. And it took a long time for the post to start gaining traction. Old fans recognized me. Grandmother, the bloggers you follow have started updating again. I never thought I'd see a new update from Gladys. In this life. I remember Gladys being a die-hard fan of Mason, right? She is known for photographing James. So, now that your idol has fallen, what do you think? Upstairs? Your memory is confused. Gladys shoots first. Then people got to know Mason. Isn't everyone aware of it? Mason rose to fame by feeding on our Gladys. I skimmed through the comments. It felt surprisingly calm. I met Mason for the first time. In a cultural performance. A neat boy in a white shirt and black pants. Playing the guitar and singing love songs. The spotlight is only on him. Create an atmosphere like no other. He looks good. But I took pictures. There are a lot of handsome guys and beauties in the school, so I didn't feel particularly attracted to him. Until one night, I was stalked. He rushed out to confront the attackers. When I called the police, he was lying on the ground. He was stabbed multiple times and barely breathed. The doctor said his hands could no longer do the delicate work. He gave up the guitar and chose to compose and sing your own songs. The band he joined performed in a speakeasy. The place was lively when I went. Rock and roll gets everyone's blood boiling, with countless young men and women excitedly shouting the band's name. Eventually, though, they sang a gentle and melodious love song. 6 months later, I returned to Beijing. But it wasn't the family driver who picked me up. It was a young and handsome man. Tall, long-legged, broad-shouldered, and narrow-waisted. Stable, gentle gaze and gentlemanly way of speaking. It's obvious. He was sent by my dad to the matchmaking meeting. If it was like this before, I probably talked to him for a while. After experiencing Mason, I take a defensive and aggressive stance towards men. But on this trip, we didn't talk much, and we weren't embarrassed. What do you think of him? As soon as my dad came home that night, he eagerly inquired about the situation. I frowned and waved my hand. I'm not entertaining the students, he glared at me angrily. If you can't see people like him, why are you so obsessed with that kind of person? Before? I don't know how to respond. So I chose to go back to my room to catch up on sleep. I was woken up by the ringing of the phone. When I answered, it was James's child. You're back, right? I've reflected a lot over the past 6 months, and really knew I was wrong. I don't need that momentary useless excitement. I really can't live without you. His voice was hoarse. I could hear muffled sobs. The whole atmosphere is moist and viscous. Loved the unpleasant weather. It makes me feel repulsed. I sat up slowly. 6 months ago. It makes me sick to hear his voice. So much so that I couldn't stay in Beijing. Now I can ask very coldly, Mr. Wu, what do you think? I'm going to open a photography studio. And want me to shoot your second divorce. The phone was silent for a while. Baby, I'm downstairs at your house. When his voice fell, my windows are brightly lit. Through thick curtains. All I could see was a white light. I instinctively hung up. And add his number to the blacklist. Why does he think someone will wait for him forever? Mason is back in the top searches again. This time, he was rushed to the hospital by a kind Samaritan. After trying to slit his wrist, Cecilia was interviewed by reporters in the hospital room, crying hysterically. I really hope that some people will mind their own business. Stop disturbing our family. This statement is extremely destructive. Many marketing accounts have sprung up, such as mushrooms after rain. Tie me and Mason together again. They went into detail about how I restricted James' freedom when he made his debut and forced him to marry. They made up stories about my confusion. Private life before being with Mason leads to infertility, and claimed that Mason had scheduled a vasectomy in my private hospital. Even Cecilia's misogyny is blamed on me. Claims that I visited a meow meow village, cast spells on her. It was ridiculous. I couldn't help but laugh, because they like to drag me into their plays. I won't let them down. I signed up for a Weibo account and pinned the news about the opening of my photography studio. Most of James' diehard fans are gone. The remaining ones have limited combat effectiveness. I deleted some comments that tried to stir up trouble, and frustrated trolls drowned out my private messages with insulting language. I set my account to only allow comments from followers more than 7 days, resulting in a spike in forwarding. Soon, the studio received large orders. I took the team there. I found out that it was someone I knew. An elite person introduced by my dad, Brandon Tong, wanted to take promotional photos for his company. The work is easy. After that, he invited the whole team to a meal. With the flow of the drink, some people begin to relax. The atmosphere in the private room became lively. Halfway through the meal, the door to the private room opened. A familiar, brisk female voice rang out. I didn't expect it to be Mr. Tong. It's an honor to meet all of you. The feigned warm greeting suddenly stopped, as the atmosphere became tense. I looked up and saw 2 familiar faces. Mason and his manager. James, who was already pale, turned even paler when he saw me. His eyes instantly turned red and he quickly walked out. Hold the glass. His manager tried to catch up with him, but hesitated. Turn around. She faced Brandon's look of amusement and disdain, and apologized obediently. She gestured with her eyes several times. Let me say it out loud. But I ignored her. My intentions for endorsements. It should be communicated by my team. Our company. Artists with a tarnished reputation will not be hired. Please respect our decision. Brandon's words left the manager with no choice but back down, despite the fact that she has a thick skin. When the meal is over, I excused myself to go to the bathroom. Take a detour to the front desk to check out. There, I saw James and Cecilia arguing not far away. Stand too close. I turned slightly to avoid a direct confrontation as I walked towards the front desk. But their conversation seems to be getting bigger wings. Drill into my ears. Are you stupid? You said you came out to talk about business. But that was just to meet the prostitute. When my family was in trouble. You just want to leave and eat your words. Keep dreaming. Even if I die, I'll take you with me. Cecilia's voice was hysterical. It was as if she had suffered a great grievance. James sounded tired. I'm already tired from working every day. Why can't you be more empathetic like Gladys? She never made it difficult for me. Shut up. What does she compare to me? The two began to fight in the hall. Not even a couple of bodyguards could stop them. I turned my back to the hall and was about to leave when I saw Brandon approaching. A flash of surprise flashed in his eyes. I said I would treat. So why are you Gladys? Did you come to see me on purpose? Brandon's words were interrupted by a voice, filled with extreme joy. I ignored it, calmly walked over to Brandon and took his arm. We had plenty of time. How about treating me to a meal next time? James cried out in pain, but I ignored it, then walked down the hallway with Brandon. I don't need to say anything. Cecilia and the bodyguards in the lobby will stop him. Once I no longer felt his sharp gaze on my back, I immediately let go of Brandon's arm. Sorry for the troublesome mad dog just now. I had to take advantage of you. Took today's meal as my apology. As for next time I mentioned it, he should understand that this is just a polite word. Miss Sue, don't you want to get rid of the mad dog forever? I have a permanent solution. Brandon and I decided to get married. Our parents met and were very happy with each other. The atmosphere of the Tong family is very good. Judging by Brandon's demeanor, it's clear that he grew up in a loving environment. He is gentle, polite, and confident. Not like my family. My parents let me just to do my duty. Each of them had an affair. Don't disturb each other outside. Unlike James's family, my father loved to gamble and my mother was weak. At that time, I went against everyone's wishes, stealing the household register, and married James. There was no formal meeting between our parents. The first time, James took me to his house for dinner. There weren't even decent chairs in this small, dimly lit room. Several people sat around a coffee table. Eat disposable foods. Take. Box with 3 vegetable dishes and a soup. They looked at me with greedy eyes. Ask me how much dowry I brought. Brandon wants to have a wedding. And came to the studio with the wedding planning team. Discuss with me. When I'm done with my work and see the text messages. After 2 hours, my assistant rushed over in a panic. Sister Sue, it's a pity that the madman is here again. He's arguing with your fiancé at the door. Through surveillance, I saw Brandon confronting James. She was with you only to resent me for abandoning her. Mr. Tang. Hello, busy. However, you still have time to play these childish games. With her, or do you really like her? He seems to have boundless faith. Even in front of my soon-to-be-become husband, I behaved arrogantly. Brandon was expressionless. Mr. Wu, your words are not funny at all. Gladys and I are already married. We're going to have a wedding soon. You should let it go. Sling the bull. Don't think that telling these lies will make me give up. She can only be mine. James excitedly grabbed Brandon by the collar. The tension was high, as if they would start fighting at any moment. I couldn't sit still anymore. I can't let Brandon get hurt because of this nonsense. Baby, I know you. Are you okay? I pushed Mason away hard. Slap him hard and protect Brandon. Asked with concern. After all, it's my responsibility to keep my partner safe. James screamed in despair. Baby, I really know I'm wrong. Just look at me again. Good. I am not married to Cecilia. The child she was carrying wasn't even mine. After you left, I really had a vasectomy. But I've been looking for you for a long time, but I still can't find you. Your company has secretly ruined my business. I was blacklisted for a long time. Wanjia helped me, and almost bankrupt as a result. Everything you hate is recompensed by them. Why can't you forgive me? Infant? Haven't you always been the kindest person? Despite looking haggard, James' face is still attractive. Otherwise, he won't still have a huge following. At this moment, he's playing mercy cards against me with his appearance. But see him like this. It just makes me feel ashamed. The 10 years I spent with him. Kindness is for people, not for dogs. James, you never think you're doing anything wrong. On the contrary, you think I'm not generous enough. You blame you. I ruined your career and reputation. You always come back and don't reconcile. It's because you need someone to support you silently, provide you with resources, and help you succeed. Get lost. I don't want to see you again. If I see you, I'll hit you. James' chest heaved violently. His face flushed with anger. He gritted his teeth. Gladys, you finally revealed your true thoughts. In your eyes, you have never respected me. I've always been a bargain hunter. Now you're going to get promoted, and you're kicking me aside. I will show you how much I love you with my actions. I clenched my fists, hoping to kill him. Just wait. The studio hung a sign. Dogs and James are not allowed to enter. I do not know. Brandon also took action against James. The next message I received about Mason was, "It's trending on social media again." He posted a tirade, exposed Cecilia's past harassment of various idols, and the artist when she was a fan of seeing 10,000 tax evasion. At last, he expressed his desire for me to return to him. "Baby, I'm going to break the bad habits of the creative process. As long as you are supervising by my side, I can regain my former glory." Brandon casually posted a vlog of our wedding. On the official account, inside, we exchanged rings and kissed, in front of countless friends and family. And then, he became a decisive figure in the business world. I expanded my photography studio, received a large number of invitations for cooperation, and gradually built a reputation in the industry. When people mention me, they no longer call me the discredited wife, but as a recognized and respected professional. Until I fainted. I realized I was pregnant. Luckily, the shoot wasn't tightly scheduled. After learning the news, I slept soundly and was going to inform my family. After returning home, I didn't expect to see Brandon when I woke up. His usually neat hair is slightly messy, and his gentleness. The handsome face does not look threatening, as he leaned back in his chair, staring blankly at 4 bags. His body is here, but his soul is not. I couldn't help but laugh when I saw him like this. He woke up immediately. "You're awake. Do you feel any discomfort?" I went to the doctor. I kept my eyes on him. A flash of panic flashed across his face. I quickly pressed him down with my free hand. Brandon, afraid of hitting 4 tubes, still stiff and looking at me uneasily. His lips moved, but he hesitated to speak. "Why are you here? When you fainted, your assistant messaged me. Why are you trembling? Did the doctor tell you I had a terminal illness?" "No." But he pursed his lips and his eyes welled up. "Will we be able to keep this child?" "I balance work and family. Be there for them. Provide the best conditions and give them all love." I'm confused. When did I say I didn't want this child? It's so rare to see him like this. I secretly turned on my phone's recording function. After crying, Brandon was very aggrieved. Said he knew about my past vasectomy, thought I didn't like children. So he was very careful. After hearing the doctor's news of pregnancy, he was both happy and worried. I didn't tell him about the fainting incident, or pregnant. After waking up, he thought I was going to secretly abort the baby. This seemingly clever fool. After hearing the good news, my mother-in-law quickly booked a postnatal care center and an obstetric nurse. The first 3 months, due to the precarious pregnancy, I stayed at home to rest. Suddenly, my assistant called. "Sister, check out the top searches. Mad Dog Food treats you like a cloud again." Her voice was filled with excitement. The homepage is filled with news of Mason's return, with a new album. A video of an interview with an official account was widely shared. Comments and likes. At the end of the video, James pleaded, "I've really changed. If you don't want me, I'll die." At the time, he was under pressure from many sources. His studio doesn't have access to resources. I struggled for more than half a year. They eventually decided to disband. Finally, there were rumors that he had gone abroad. Restart his career. I didn't. Looking forward to his return. Try to get a piece of the pie. No need for me to do anything. The exclusive entertainment industry quietly began. Arrange negative numbers. His hot topic? Let new fans be mesmerized by his appearance. We'll know what a hypocritical scumbag he is. I glanced at it and was about to quit. But then I saw an update from the following account. Brandon shared the James pair. "If you want to die, do it. Stop bothering my wife." During her postpartum recovery. Side story, Mason traces my debut steps. I realized how much Gladys helped me. Then, rejection and repression drowned me like a tidal wave. There are so many talented and excellent singers. I'm just another grain of rice, bland and unnoticed. I spent all my savings just to make a decent album. I even borrowed a large sum of money from my former manager to cover the cost of promoting it. Back to the homepage. She now works in a bar and earns a lot of money every day. She suggested that I join her and said I would be popular among the wealthy women of the club. I refused and scolded her severely. My purpose was to inspire her to resolve. But she threatened to sue me for extortion. She couldn't see my potential. She didn't know I was going to be at the top again. I would punch her in the face with bags of money. But the way home seemed difficult. I've offended too many people. Too many invisible forces make the water muddy. No matter how much I promote, my albums won't sell. At the same time, Brandon's company became more successful.